Welcome to Speaking Of, I'm Jared.
And I'm Kate.
And here we are again.
I have some announcements.
Oh, well then we are going to throw it to you directly.
Yes, you are. And I might even catch it.
I'm kind of afraid.
Today, the day that we're recording this, is a very special day.
Okay.
It's Betty White's birthday.
Oh, it is.
She's 99 today, and she said she is blessed with good health. So turning 99 is just like turning 98. But she said, because of course you turn 99 and everyone's going to start asking questions about how you do it. And it's not just hot dogs and vodka. I don't want to know. No, wait, she said vodka and hot dogs in that order.
Oh. It's important which goes first.
I mean, the first thing she said to contribute to her longevity is laughter. So all I'm saying is we're providing you a service.
I'll say.
You're welcome.
No, just speaking of the vodka, it reminds me because, George Burns lived till a ripe old age, and everybody thought he was going to die of lung cancer, and he was smoking the cigars. And
what does that have to do with vodka?
Because bad habits.
Okay.
Bad habits is really the trick to longevity.
Well, the other announcement I have is that this week it was also my cousin Lynette's birthday.
Happy birthday, Lynette.
She's awesome.
I toast you with my monster.
I apologize, Lynette. Wow. And last but not least...
Oh, boy.
Welcome back to the country, Wesley!
How did that happen?
Airplanes.
No. You told me it was going to be a long time.
It was.
Did he get the long time has passed? No, because I swear the last time I told the story that I had the dream about him, you were like, no, it's going to be another 2 years.
No.
Oh.
This is when I use the phrase, wow, that went by really fast for me.
And clearly me too.
For a newlywed couple who hasn't gotten to live together for 18 months, not so much with the fast. But yes, he's back.
Good. Huzzah!
Good job, Wesley.
Good job.
Welcome back.
Good job. So does he have legal status now because of the marriage?
He can look for a job and everything.
Oh, good.
I mean, he's not gonna.
Well, if you got a sugar mom.
No, he is, but he's just taking a minute. Because, of course, he has to quarantine.
Oh, that's right. And he's not going to come back to the gym? I don't want to say which gym because I don't want to badmouth.
I mean, are there any gyms left anymore?
You would be surprised.
He said he might look into that as a part-time
Oh, there you go. I will pay money for you to sign back up again. It'll be so much fun.
Hell no.
For me.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants that.
No, probably not. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
No, it's not a terrible thing. It's Siri.
Oh, Siri.
I'm finding my Siri is getting lazy.
Well,
and I just wanted to know if you've experienced it as well. And I'll tell you. Well, go ahead.
I actually don't use Siri. I haven't even set Siri up, and I'll tell you why.
Because you were sick of how she read your messages.
Well, no, because Hubs would always have articles show up based on things that we had talked about, and I decided that it was Siri that was listening in, and so
that's the story of my life.
Yeah, I never set it up on my phone. In fact, when I took the latest update, it still had that red one by it because I hadn't completed the update because I had not yet set up Siri, and I was like, you can't make me. You're not my mom.
It's true.
So no, I don't know. How lazy has she gotten? I mean, sometimes it's kind of like how sometimes pets take after their owners.
Well,
Just saying.
I'm just, because I noticed it more so this week, and on Friday, had a really busy day Friday.
Clearly, because we were supposed to record.
Yeah, we were supposed to record, and so what was happening is, I'm working and whatever, and Siri comes on and is like, you have a text message. And I'm like, okay. And it would read me, the text messages, But pretty soon, as the day wears on, it's picking and choosing which text it's going to read. So, like Kate just said, we were talking at one point, and so, like, at one point, it's like, you have a message from Kate.
I'm not going to be her messenger anymore.
And then, it would go by, and, it was doing this thing. I'm like, what is the deal? Because, like, of all days that I need you to just read me what's going on, it's today. So I figured out that if the text message was one sentence long, it would read it to me. If it was more than a sentence, I had to manually look it up myself. I am ready to fire Siri.
No.
I tell you what.
He had to read.
I had to read.
I mean, was anything really going on that was that important that you had to have it read to you?
Yes, I was trying to multitask.
No. Oh.
Oh, puppy.
You're not.
Oh, she already has a ball.
I
thought she was going for the other ball.
I did too. I don't know what's happening. But
she's like, I will have your attention. I don't care about cameras and lights. I'll show you.
Sitting in the corner, I don't know what's going on.
I don't get it either.
But anyway. I'm concerned for when she suddenly decides to retreat and takes everything down with her. So just, when that happens, understand that it was Molly and not us. That's all.
Always blaming the dog.
She looks, she looks
here we
like
go.
She's plotting.
Oh.
All right, she got comfortable.
But she's facing the wall.
That's what they do.
I'm concerned. Do I need to call DCFS?
No.
For puppies?
See, look, she likes us. Aw, puppy.
Don't move, dog.
She's looking at us with heart eyes.
So we can show the interwebs later.
Oh, our in-studio audience. Puppy.
Oh, gracious.
Okay, well.
It's your turn now.
Speaking of animals.
Oh, that's
all right.
That's a good segue.
This is this is a story about an animal, but it kind of goes into the...
Oh, she had her surgery. I forgot. We'll
She
talk
did.
about that later.
So this is not just an animal story, but it's a story about how everyone hates the United States. Including, apparently, Australia.
Oh, no. The Hemsworths are there. We can't have angry Hemsworths at us.
Well, this particular story does not include the Hemsworths. Not in their area.
Okay.
I think it was, anyway, Brisbane maybe. But a pigeon showed up, totally emaciated, and had a little thing on its leg. And so the guy whose backyard the pigeon found, where he was in like the bird bath, and so the guy gave him a crunched up biscuit because the bird was emaciated. The tag said that he was a racing pigeon, which I didn't know existed, from Oregon State.
Shut up.
So, Australia said...
That was quite the flying south for the winter.
It's a journey. So they think that what may have happened is that he like hitched a ride on one of those cargo boats or something.
Right. I was just really worried that you were going to say an airplane or something, and I was going to be like, ah!
No. So the guy whose yard he decided to live in has called him Joe, after Joe Biden.
Oh.
Only to find out, so then they say, oh, this pigeon is from the United States. Well, we don't know what kind of diseases it's brought over with it from the United States.
We do have disease.
So they were going to shoot it.
Oh.
Yeah.
They couldn't just let it die of starvation or whatever?
That's better?
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know.
So they were going to destroy the bird. However, then they found out...
Even worse.
I know, right?
Destroy the bird.
it can be very dangerous, right? Because if the bird does have diseases and it infiltrates
I mean,
their
it's all
poultry,
valid
blah,
points.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
However, they then learned that the tag on the...
I was going to say, they had the cure to COVID.
No. They learned that the tag on the pigeon's leg was a fake. So the bird is not from the United States. Therefore, it may live. We don't care where you're from. It's not from that filthy United States, so you're fine.
I'm glad they vetted it.
Right? I think that they determined actually that it was an Australian pigeon. Maybe by its accent. I don't know. That's the first thing I would check.
Let's hear you speak.
Oh, speaking of birds speaking, I saw a video of a cockatiel.
Something like that.
The bird that has like the plume.
It has plumage.
It was barking at a dog. It was fantastic. The dog was just laying there. And the bird is full on rah, 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 barking. Better than that, he sounded like a real dog.
Thank heavens.
Otherwise,
I was concerned he had laryngitis or something.
Oh no. No, he did not have laryngitis.
I'm just really concerned about the dog. It doesn't look comfortable at all.
They often don't look comfortable. They often look, well, like they're broken. I don't understand why she's sitting there like that.
I don't either, but okay.
She's protecting us.
I guess so, but...
From Stella, probably.
Oh. I'm like, whoever she's protecting us from, it's going to get to us first before she can get out of there.
Well, probably. It's the thought that counts, Jared. Duh.
I guess. Holy good gracious.
So easily distracted.
It is. Well, it's just... It doesn't look painful. It just doesn't look comfortable. That's all I'm saying.
She's got a chin rest on the ottoman.
She does.
She's fine.
Okay.
I guess. Whatever. What else you got? I got
notes.
notes.
Well, I'm glad you've got notes because I don't have much. I mean, I can wing it like I always do, but...
we always wing it. Never you worry. I just had some things I didn't want to forget to mention. Carry on.
Well, no. So we have the long weekend this weekend that we're
yeah.
shooting, and one of my friends is like, "Oh, I'm gonna go. I need to get out. I need to go somewhere." And I'm like, "I kind of need to too, but then I've got like pandemic problems. I can't."
Pandemic problems.
I can't get over the fact. Like, I'm like, I know if we went to a hotel, it would be clean, and I hope.
I would imagine.
And therein lies the problem. So I just said no.
Well, the problem isn't the hotel. The problem is the people that you're spending your time with.
Right. And see, with her, I wasn't that concerned because I know where she's been.
At least somebody does.
And so it would have been like a road trip if she was talking like southern Utah. And I'm like, oh, that might be fun just to go drive somewhere. And, but the pandemic paranoia got the best of me, so.
It's one of those things where I get the fatigue.
Right.
Totally get it. However, I've heard enough stories about people with long-term effects that
we're just like, no.
I just can't bring myself to be cavalier about it and be like, well, we're going to get it eventually, so no, I don't want to.
No, I don't want to either.
I don't want
Obviously.
I don't wanna.
But speaking of, Hub's got his first shot.
He did.
Does he have a tail?
Not yet. But every so often he sounds like a donkey. It's kind of like that.
Are you serious? I was getting concerned. I thought he was like hacking up something. I mean, anybody that's ever heard me hack up a hairball, there's some noises.
No, he's fine. In fact, he kind of had a sore arm the first day, and then the next day.
Well, so this is my question about the sore arm, because, like, don't you get normal, like, when you get a shot, it's very rare that you don't have some kind of...
Yeah, I mean, I think it's similar to the flu shot.
Right.
You just kind of get that ache in your arm. You got to keep it moving. But
right.
I know somebody else that got their first shot, and the next day aches and pain, tired and stuff. But no, Hubs is a trooper, and he just, was acting like nothing was wrong.
Of course.
That's what he does.
Because he assimilates. I don't know.
I feel like that's something that we should have talked about as a couple first.
Well,
it's like on Schitt's Creek when Mutt shaved his beard. Sorry.
She doesn't have the cone of shame?
No. So, Molly had surgery on her leg a week and a half ago.
This is the dog, just to reiterate.
The dog. And the cone of shame is just, it's ginormous and it's shameful for her. But she's been really good about not licking her staples. And we just caught her licking her staples. We can see you. Like, go in the other room. No one's paying attention. But no, right here in front of us. Nope.
Okay.
She's actually been really good. Although, here's what's funny. Several days apart from one another, and we didn't talk about it, Hubs and I both had dreams that she was, one by one, very strategically pulling the staples out.
Dogs can be clever like that. Fooled you. Remove these staples myself.
Yeah. Well, in Hub's dream, they were being dropped onto a little metal plate.
How nice. She didn't want you to step on them in the night.
That was very kind, because in my dream, she had no such consideration. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, what's your list say?
Let's see, what else have we got here? Don't look.
I didn't.
Okay. Pet peeve time. Because we never have...
Is this a pet peeve or a pandemic pet peeve?
It's a regular
I'm finding
pet peeve.
there's a difference for myself anyway.
No, there's two actually. So the first one, I'm just, okay, these bloggers who think that they are news sites or whatever.
Because they're just regurgitating stuff. It drives me crazy.
And you can just say, whatever you want, which is fine. Don't put it in my newsfeed. Whatever. Here's the problem. The problem is the ineptitude of finding a thumbnail that actually has anything to do with the article that you have blogged. For instance, there is an article called Cooking for One. And the picture it has is like a cartoon drawing of I Dream of Jeannie.
So, in the blogger's defense, though, I'm finding... Well, no, the major outlets are having the same issue. Like, Betty White's birthday came up. This is actually hilarious. Betty White's birthday, the byline, Betty White turns 99. The picture was of Chris Pratt dressed as Star-Lord.
No, just... Maybe that's what she wanted for her birthday.
I mean...
She said, I forgot to mention this part. She was excited about it being her birthday because she can stay up as late as she wants. And I was like, me too. So 7:30? It depends on the day, okay?
I'm 9:30 late. Well, I can always tell when I'm at work, because when I'm at work, then it's 9:30 at the latest. So, but
Yeah. Okay, so...
It must be 9 o'clock, so...
Here's my other pet peeve. Hubs and I were watching the Ultimate Fighting... No.
MMA?
Yeah. Whatever. They're punching each other in the face. And...
Are you going to tell this nasty story?
No.
Oh, thank heavens.
No. Well, so the fight's happening, and, the one guy's kind of a bleeder, and so there's a lot of times where I just got to look away, right? Unfortunately for me...
He's kind of a bleeder.
The distraction of periodically popping up a tweet on the corner of the screen. Now, here comes the problem. Normal people, when you want to emphasize a word,
right.
For instance, this tweeter, I assume wanted to...
I call them Twitters.
This twit.
Those twits.
I assume wanted to convey the message, insane! Right?
Okay.
Because when you want to elongate a word for emphasis,
Right.
you tend to elongate it on the vowel. Most of us choose not the silent vowel. It says in all caps, I-N-S-A-N-E-E-E-E-E-E-E. The E is silent. Insane.
He needs to come to one of my classes.
It was, maybe it is a pandemic pet peeve because I was surprised at how angry it made me. Like, you idiot. That's not how you do that. The silent letter. It's not that hard.
Right?
Okay, what else have I got? Oh. Speaking of, what was the word I used? Ineptitude?
Throwing out the big words today.
So, names. People name their children weird things.
Oh my goodness.
So I was reading a story about a baby named Heaven. And I was like, Now, I understand there are cultures where that's typical, normal, I guess, but not a fan. So I say, I'm talking to Hella Flurkin.
Hello.
And I say, what is with people naming their kids, like Heaven or Cherish or whatever? And so Goose says, well, these are the things that are important to these people. Like, if I had a child, I would name it Ramen. And I said,
oh my gosh.
oh, then my child's name is going to be Competence. That's what's important to me.
It just reminds me, and I'm sure I know I told this story when I didn't have a student directly, but his name was Bentley.
Like the car.
And it just drove me up the wall every time. And I felt bad because he was a really nice kid, but every time I heard it, like the entire school year, I would twitch inside.
I mean, that can happen for all kinds of reasons. Don't be alarmed.
Oh, so speaking of all kinds of reasons and twitching.
Oh my.
So I have some coworkers that
Twitch?
Not Twitch, but so there's two of them, and instead of saying, like, you know, when you have to give a friend or somebody bad news, please don't hate me. Oh. So their thing is, please don't put me on your hate list. But it's the same thing, right?
Well, yeah.
So this week is kind of crazy.
Oh boy.
And I hear from two separate teachers that I don't really work with that closely, but like we know each other and whatever. Okay. And they're like, please don't put me on your hate list.
And you're like, how do you know
that? And I'm like, how
do
you know that? And I mean, yeah. And so this one teacher, she's like, well, everybody knows, like, you have a hate list. And so... And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, what is this hate list? And she's like, well, I just don't, I don't want you to be upset with me. And I'm like, if you think I have the power to, like, make your professional life miserable, you clearly don't know how low on the totem pole I am.
All he needs is a hair.
So, yeah, so my new joke has been that when I go back in person, I'm going to have to work on my hate management skills, I guess.
Hate management skills.
So, yeah, something very innocent got blown out of proportion.
There's nothing innocent about a hate list.
First of all, I don't have one.
Totally. I mean, I do too.
Don't we all?
There's only one way off of it. Okay. Had to watch out for the dog again.
She at least turned to face us.
She did. She did. Oh.
I'm glad I remembered my hate list.
We all are. I recently, speaking of
hate
list, I recently.
It's okay. Somebody asked me the other day, "How are you?" I said, "I hate everything, so pretty much normal."
Well, I recently unearthed my 6th grade class picture.
Boy.
Now, I don't know if you remember.
Because we were in middle school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if you remember what became of that picture. I don't know. I'm going to have to look.
I know I'm in the 9th grade one.
All I know is there were some people, mostly girls, except for Fazio.
I vaguely
What was that
remember
kid's name?
Brian Fazio?
Yeah, I think that's.
Oh.
I think
if
that's
such a
who it
person
is.
exists, hello.
I think that. Here's the problem. I don't know who all the people were that I hated because I scratched out their faces. Like, full on.
So.
There's no way to know who
I have a
these
similar
people are.
story that I did in my sophomore yearbook.
So, I mean, at least I grew out of it. But
Anyway,
this is why
continue.
you put X's instead of scratching it out.
Oh, but not only did I scratch out their faces, I scratched out their names on the list so that I would never, and now I couldn't tell you who those people were.
Well, at least alphabetically you could maybe try to figure it out.
I don't know, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know who these people are, but the face that I'm making in this picture is kind of a... which pretty much sums up 6th grade, if you think about it. Although, I then found my brother's 6th grade class picture. Now, his was in elementary school, because that was the year that they switched.
That was the year that they were smart.
Well, no,
6th grades just don't belong.
Well, no, this
in
was
middle school.
he's
Anyway.
older. So that was his last year. So he was the oldest in the school twice, 2 years in a row, and we were the youngest in the school.
Oh,
twice.
I was going to say. So he spent 4 years like we did. Okay.
Yes. However, his picture's fantastic. Everyone's smiling, and then you get to my brother, and he's like this. Like, full on, staring right at the camera, pulling a face. It's amazing.
So do you remember our 9th grade picture at all?
Vaguely.
So this is the big thing I remember, is that they put up the bleachers, and they faced us, into the sun. As it's rising over the mountains.
Well, to be fair, that is the better light.
True. So,
however, we're all like this.
Exactly. And I can't remember why. It must have been because it was panoramic. Because I remember they're like, "Don't move!"
Maybe that was
so not only was the sun in your eyes, but you're squinting, trying not to move. It was great.
I should look for that. That's rolled up into a tube.
Yeah.
It's so long. Yeah, see,
I think
the
I know
6th
where
grade
mine
one,
is.
they divvied us up. The boys are on the top and the girls are on the bottom.
I don't remember that. I don't think I was...
I'm going to have to...
I would have had... Because I'm sure that was mandatory. They weren't like...
If you feel like being in the photo...
feel like, yeah. And at that point, I was a rule follower, so...
One of the last times. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at it again. I'm going to have to pull out, though, the puzzle tool that my mom sent us all for Christmas that has a big magnifier on it and a button with a light. Yeah, that's coming out. Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Won't it, though? Won't it? Oh, my goodness.
Good times.
Okay, what else do I have? Oh.
I don't know what else.
I just want to say
Okay.
that if Tobey Maguire is going to be a big baby about how much money he makes for being in Spider-Man 3, maybe they shouldn't let him in. Because, honestly, why? We don't need all of them. Tom Holland is the only Spider-Man that matters.
So...
At all, ever.
There, of course... I don't bag on Disney, well...
These days.
So they're trying to bring in the recipe that they had for the Miles Morales into the Spider-Verse. That was the animated one.
Oh yeah, that one's fine.
It was cute. It was great. It was fun. And now they're trying to do it with live action.
No.
And
I'll have none of it. Look, here's the thing. You want to bring in more Spider-Mans? Fine.
Spider-Mans.
Those guys clearly didn't make the cut. They did not get invited back. So let's keep it that way. Especially if there's going to be tantrums.
Well, it's too much to keep track of anymore. I can't do it anymore. I haven't even, WandaVision is on, and I haven't even watched it yet. And it's getting rave reviews, but I'm like, so much.
Yeah,
it's so much, and they're going to do the same thing with Star Wars. It's so much.
Yeah, no, I think I'm kind of done with Star Wars.
For my little brain.
Yeah.
No, I mean, The Mandalorian's fine, but, like, I can't have 10 new shows or whatever they announced.
I don't know what they announced, because I don't even listen to them anymore.
It was a lot.
Take that, Disney.
We're never going to be allowed in the park again.
Did you know that the Rainforest Cafe is being switched to a Star Wars something or other?
No.
It is.
Because I knew and I feel bad because, we have fond memories of the Rainforest Cafe.
We do.
And, yeah, that's where they were going to build their new hotel until Anaheim's like, no. So I'm glad they're doing something with it. I don't know that I need more Star Wars, but...
Well, it doesn't matter what you need. They need more green for the pockets.
Clearly. I'm like, oh, gracious.
Speaking of getting rid of things, there were some products that were discontinued last year.
I know. This is quite the list. Did you check it twice?
Always. I learned that from Taylor Swift. I mean Santa. Goldfish crackers.
I just bought some.
Well, you bought the last ones.
Farms? Mm-hmm. I bought like that big carton kind.
Well, maybe they're just still left over. I don't know. That's what it said. That's
so weird. But then it was weird too when Hostess stopped. So yeah.
Maybe it's maybe it's just the cheddar version. I don't know.
That will make me sad because that's like my go-to when I need a cheese fix.
It's not real cheese, Jared.
Like I've ever needed anything real.
Goldfish cracker. Cheetos mac and cheese. Now I know I'm going to miss that. Why was that even a thing?
I didn't even know it was a thing.
Because it should never have been. Rice Krispie Treats cereal. Really?
I'm sorry, yeah.
I mean, come on. Come on.
Go ahead.
Spider-Man Eggos.
What were they shaped like?
Spiderwebs.
Oh, that's kind of tragic.
Yeah.
And I do like me some Eggos.
However, Pringles got rid of a few flavors.
I hope. And there was one in the store the other day that I thought, no, but I can't remember. I honestly don't, but if it's on your list, then I'll be like, that was the one!
I only have 2 on my list. There were, I think, 3 or 4. But multi-grain sour cream and onion. No, nobody wants that. No, nobody wants that. But
had I known, I could have justified, well, this is multi-grain.
What nobody wanted even more, and it was discontinued due to lack of interest. I think that's what it said. Low demand. Basically the same thing.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Ketchup.
Shut up.
Again, something that should never have happened in the first place.
No.
Like, if you want a ketchup chip, put ketchup on your own chips. Just do it yourself.
So foul.
Right? They also, speaking of foul, the other kind, they had like a chicken something or other. And they said, we're discontinuing this, but don't worry. If you get these 3 other flavors and eat them together, it's basically the same thing. It's like Jelly Bellies. If you want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, these are the jelly beans you're going to need.
I just can't.
The good news is they're gone.
Thank heavens.
But then it reminds me of some of the flavors that Lay's has come out with. And it's like...
Right.
Now I can't remember any of them. But sometimes you see the bags in the store and you're like, wait, what?
No. But speaking of cereals, see, this also jiggled my brain. There was an Elf on the Shelf cereal.
Oh, there was!
All I could do every time I walked by, does it taste like real elves?
Is it made from real elves?
What does elf cereal taste like?
And why? Just why? Why? Insane.
Yes, it is. It's just crazy.
I can't.
They'll make anything into cereal these days.
Apparently. I mean, what was it that you saw? Like,
I had a friend that saw La Leche cereal, which if you've ever had a La Leche cake, it's very good.
Yeah, but how do you make it into a cereal?
Again,
it's like
I'm
the Twinkie cereal.
Exactly, because I'm kind of on the, I'm like, but not brave enough to actually.
Well, I'm not going to buy it, first of all.
Right.
And even then, no. Hard pass. Hard pass. Let me see if I have anything else.
All right, I'm going to say, what else you got?
Let's see. The only other thing I have, and I don't think I've told this story, but I may have.
I'll stop you. Not that I necessarily remember everything either, but
and you're going to stop me if you've heard it. What if they haven't heard it? So there you go. So Hums and I, first of all, we've been taking walks every day.
Well, I've been concerned because you don't do well with flat surfaces in general, but you know.
Well, any surfaces, let's be honest. There's a lot of uphill.
Oh.
Today we walked to 3200 West. 2 miles each way.
Okay.
But I made it.
That's good.
I'm
I'm proud of you, but
like when I get off of this chair, there's going to be a sound made. But I did it. Anyway, months back, we were taking a walk, and we were, let's see, I'm trying to remember what the deal was. I think, yeah. So we walk past this house. We don't know these people. The dad and the daughter are out by the car. And the daughter, one of them is just wearing shorts, and it's cold outside.
It is.
And so Hubs was like, oh, man. And they didn't have shoes on either. And so Hubs was like, oh, you're making me cold over there with blah, blah, blah. And so the guy...
He just has to talk to everybody.
He does. So the guy says, you know what you need? Tryactin. And I'm like, see? So I point to Hubs. I'm like, see, there's something for this. And the guy says, yeah, Tryactin like a man. His delivery was so perfect that this was months ago, and we still, you need some Tryactin.
I'm curious to know, while he's hilarious, will he learn to mind his business?
To be fair, Joe started it.
That's what I mean.
Oh, Joe needs to learn to mind his business?
Uh-huh.
That's never going to happen. No. No.
This episode is sponsored by Tryactin.
I believe it's over the counter.
I know this week's episode title.
Make sure I write it down before you leave.
All right, kids, I think that'll about do us. I'm Jared.
I'm Kate.
We'll see you next time.